afternoon to all of you, and welcome to the Workplace World Camp 2002 Friday in Johor. Okay, now is our section about this. The title: How Digital Infrastructure and Smart City Developments are Shaping Johor's Futures. Okay, so just now MC already introduced our finalists. Okay. Allow me to introduce again on my right side here. The first one is Amanda and Mariana and is Aida. Okay, so around the world we are witness rapid advancements in digital transformation. Okay, from the AI-driven governance to smart mobility to inclusive online education and healthcare system. So cities globally are rethinking how they use the data, infrastructure, and connectivity, not just for the efficiency, but to enhance the quality of life for every citizens, including the Johor. Okay. Again, the backdrop Malaysia, particularly in Johor here, is uniquely positioning to take bold steps forward. With its strategic location, young and tech-savvy population, growing innovation ecosystem, and proximity to Singapore, Johor can be a test bed and regional leader in digital infrastructure and smart city deployment. By success in this arena isn't about the technology alone, it's about the ecosystem, the alignment between the policymaker, private sector innovators, talent builders, and the community at large. That's why today's panels is so important. We are bringing together voices from the different corners of Johor's ecosystem to explore not just where we are, but what it will take to go further. Let's meet our finalists who are helping shape these futures. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so I will asking the question. So the question one I will to one Mariana. Okay, from your perspective in ecosystem building and cooperation innovation, how do you see digital infrastructure shaping Johor's growth and investment direction in the next 5 to 10 years?
Thank you for the question. It's actually a very long question. It's a few components. Hi everyone, my name is Mariana. I'm the head of ecosystem building at Iskandar Investment Berhad. So just in context, I represent a company, Iskandar Investment Berhad, which is the mandate to develop the Medini city. And I think this is why this question is posed to me, as it is related to my daily work on how I am building the ecosystem for Medini, and how can innovators like yourself be part of our journey in developing the city. So looking into your context, talking about how can digital infrastructure play a role in growing in the economic and investments in Medini area, if I could say, and of course eventually supporting the Johor ecosystem overall. Again, digital infrastructure plays as an enabling platform, right? What's important is actually what can the platform serve and who is it serving. So in the context of innovation or building communities, we talk about a quadruple helix ecosystem. So what does that mean? So when we say quadruple helix ecosystem, so there's quad, so meaning there's 4 components. One is the private sector. Number 2 is the public sector. You mentioned about policies and regulatories. Number 3 is the academia, which means the universities, education institutions, involving students and also the lecturers. And number 4 is civil society. So civil society meaning non-profit organizations or non-governmental organizations, NGOs, a lot of associations out there. So in building an ecosystem, you need to stitch all these four components or stakeholder groups together to achieve a mutual objective. So in terms of digital infrastructure plays an enabling factor, enabling role. Number one, again, what does the platform could serve or potentially serve, and to serve which community? Is it a business community or is it a student community? So as we have a lot of developers, content developers out there also, I think what we need to define is what problem statement are we addressing in the smart city, right? You have a lot of problems, and some are rooted problems, very basic problems, which I still feel there's a gap for us to address. So what we will be keen as a master developer in any parts of Johor, they would want to know how can solution providers help them bring value to the end customer. So if the end customer is in the retail sector or real estate sector or even education sector, how is it benefiting students, for example? So you then create an app to serve a certain group of community. So I'll stop right there for now. I think we have more things to say, right?
Yeah, correct. Thank you very much. Thank you for your response. I really appreciate how you frame digital infrastructure. It is not just the hardware and connectivity. So I involved in the education finance. So now the MOE also puts us to the digitalize. So send the teacher to course, to learn something, and even now, yesterday is just Hari Guru Teacher Days, right? And our mentee just mentioned, okay, one send the teacher to the UK to learn something, this, okay? So I'm really excited, but I hope that it will really realize in the education sector. And of course, our Johor here, the development, actually I'm 20 years teaching in Johor. Right now I was in the KL, I just come from KL. All right, let's move. Okay, so the question two I will ask Amanda. Okay, your most rich digital skill and infrastructure. How important is talent readiness in realize the benefits of digital infrastructure and smart city development? And how is Cyberport preparing the local workforce for this shift?
Right, thank you, and good evening, everybody. This is a very good question because talent, and everyone sitting here, you are talents too, right? So, because the question is talking about digital infrastructure and smart city. So let's the context correct first. What is smart city? I think most of you know, but the component for smart city for Johor, there are 7 components. Smart government, smart people, smart economy, smart environment, smart mobility, and what else I missed out? So the 7 components, and you can see smart government, smart people, these two are talking about our public services and our talent here, smart people. So that's why you can understand how important talent play an important role in smart city for Johor for the next 5 or 10 years. So definitely you can look at smart city or infrastructure. Sorry, I missed out one is the smart infrastructure. So you can see digital infrastructure is just one of the subset of smart infrastructure under smart cities, right? So to make sure, to ensure the smart city can be implemented in the next 5 years for Johor, it's still a long stretch to go. But it's a good vision. And the smart city vision for Johor is actually the government, the state government of Johor want a livable Johor through smart city initiative for the well-being for the Johor people. So this is a very big vision for Johor, and it's very exciting. As you know also that we have Johor's, the JSS, Johor Singapore, special economic zone. In the next 5 years, this is going to be exciting. And we need people, we need talent. Like yesterday, I was attended a workshop for data center. They are talking about talent as well. and there's a serious shortage of talents in Johor. So the government put in a lot of effort. They had set up Johor, JTDC, Johor Talent Development Council, to address talent shortage issue. And importantly is we need to upskill and reskill our talent here. Right, so I stop here, but I add on one more point. How's Cyberport? Because second question, Cyberport. We have a business unit called Cyberport Academy. Cyberport, MSC Cyber had already been set up 18 years in the market. So we have worked very closely with our stakeholder like IIB and IRDA. We work together and address the talent issue. So we actually come up a lot of program to address how to upskill and reskill our talent here. We have a lot of digital certification program. I'm really happy also to work with anybody, you know, can come forward to us as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Your mention about the talents. Okay, yes, I think over here we are talents. Okay, and the smart city, smart people, and the talent also very need to smart as well. So I think the cyberport just now you say you are happy to work together with us. Like we need to skill, we need to reskill. That's very important. We want to realize the vision. Okay, so the talent, I think for me, I think for my side, I think is really the skill is very important. Okay, so to realize our Johor vision, I already heard that not the government effort, but the private sector like the cyberport. Okay, we can work together. Okay, like realize this. All right, now come to the third question. I want to Ida. Okay, what kind of investment are driving Johor digital economy, and how do these align with smart city strategies?
Thank you for the question. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. Before I answer this question, I'd like to ask you a question first. Who here is from the MNC companies? Multinational corporation. Who here? GLTs or any companies, or you're actually a mere startup yourself? So, what are you guys actually? Developer? So majority is actually running your own startup as developer, whether it's a product or service, solution provider. All right? Okay. Let me just get this straight. JSSAZ was just announced January this year, right? Okay. To date, we've got 400 potential investors that has walked into the IMFFCJ Media Center in Forest City. 400 since announcement. Okay? Out of this 400, 50 is solid potential investor. Alright? Okay. So how do you play this game on digital economy? First, you've got to get, since you guys are actually business owners, whether you're a product developer or service provider, first get it right. Number one, traditional with your business versus digital economy with business, same. Okay, which is production, distribution, trading, right? Okay, in the digital economy space, it's the same. It's just that it's done online, this is done offline. The tools that you mentioned just now earlier, which is AI ke, robotic ke, autonomous ke, big data ke, blockchain ke, is actually merely a tool, right? So your job is to provide solution or product that enhances the digital capability so that companies can sell more, faster, better, cheaper, okay, at a reduced price but with better reach. Right? In a nutshell. So what are the infrastructures that is already in place? Number one, 5G network.
Yeah.
Right? Dulu, siapa sini orang Johor? Angkat tangan. Okay. The rest all, you're actually living here, residents here, or you're actually from KL? Okay. Number one, I think as of this year alone, last month, I think YBM Kementerian Komunikasi YB Fahmi Fadil came here to ensure Johor that we're going to have the 5G budget to actually ensure our internet penetration. Okay, that's foremost, number one. If you want to play in the digital punya world, whether it's going to be smart city or whatever it is, 5G broadband infra is most important because that is the backbone. Okay, so that one you've got to go and fight at the national level. Okay, with the limited resources. Okay, which state actually gets first? Which one is prioritized? Okay, so because of JSSZ, Johor is the forefront for this one. After Klang Valley, Johor, the next one is going to be Sarawak. Okay? Okay, but of course you already have Penang, right? So it's Klang Valley, Penang, Johor, Sarawak, right? Okay, that's number one, 5G. Okay, number two, if it's going to be a digital world, data is priority, right? So data storage. To date, Johor has managed to actually land 13 already in operation data center. Okay, and 9 is actually in works, which is under construction. 20 is in the approval stage, pending approval. Okay, so now you've got your broadband, okay, then you've got your storage, okay, and then thirdly, what you need? Governance. Okay, to play in this world, we've got to have good governance. This one, okay, it's not just near Indonesia. You're talking about cross-border trade, right? You're talking about AI, okay? So who owns this IP right? Okay? Many students, I've tested students, I've interviewed many students, graduates, okay? I asked them to actually do a case study for me. Come and prepare a case study. Case study was fantastic. Okay? So I'd like to advise you guys, if your case study is fantastic, okay, you've been called for interview based on this case study, make sure you know whatever you write. Because you use ChatGPT, bila you sampai depan I, you tak boleh jawab apa yang tulis. I've got issues with this kind of people. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, ChatGPT is merely a tool. You actually design the tool to enhance capability so that you know your customer better, faster. Shock kan bila you tengok Netflix, okay? One show only I click, the next show everything is to my liking. Just like when you go to Shopee, everything to your liking, right? Okay, the machine learns about you so fast that it's tailor-made to you that you feel this is customized for you. You feel what? Shock kan? Orang ni betul-betul kena air lah. Okay, so number 3 is, this is where governance is very important. Okay, so if you ask me, number 4 would be talent. Okay, so when it comes to talent, okay, I want to ask you, if you're building your own product or services, okay, most of you will come to see many government bodies, government departments and all that to ask for funding. Okay, rule of the game, before you want to ask people to fund you, you better be able to fund yourself first. Show me. Anyone who comes to ask me for money, I will ask how much they're putting down first. Same. Okay, for example, like the Malaysian filmmakers, okay, keep on asking for dana. Betul? Sebab you minta dana, that's why film you tak bomb. Sebab orang lain keluar duit untuk you. Right? Okay. So, rule of the thumb, 5G network, data center, okay, so that you can have cloud services, so that you are able to actually scale and be flexible with your company. Okay, number 3, governance. Number 4 is talent. Okay, this would be my basic infrastructure that if I were you, this is what I'm going to be asking from the government.
Right. Thank you so much, Aida. Okay, 5G network. Second is data center. Third, governance. And the last is talent. Again, talent. Okay. The 5G is very important. I thought again, teacher, okay. Last year, because I'm the pioneer teacher to the metaverse digital learning. So the NTEC, you know the NTEC, right? NTEC brought these 10 pioneer teacher visit to at the TRS there, the Celcom 5G network. Okay. So when we see the 5G network, our teacher, wow, you know, without the 5G, while we are building the metaverse, cannot run. When the student pay, why? Because the network, the connectivity cannot. So we add to the digital learning, you know, the metaverse was so sharp. Students is very, but 5G network is very, the connectivity very important. And you mentioned the data center, the government, and the talent. These four men actually is very important for the digital or infrastructure and the smart city, right? Okay. So question 4. Okay. How can public and private sectors collaborate more effectively to accelerate smart city development in Johor? Okay. Public and the private sector collaborate more effectively to accelerate smart city development in Johor.
Just now, Amanda actually mentioned about smart city, right? Okay, there are 7 components of smart city. Okay, first, smart business, right? Digital economy. Okay, simple format: people, businesses, data, device, data, process, right? The whole idea is just you want to sell your product to me, which I purchase via mobile, alright? And you have tailor-made data to me because you have my data. There's so many data, okay? Via process, which is technology, right? So I'm gonna I don't want to be advising you guys because you're the developer yourself. You know more about technology. I'm just going to share with you, if you have read the news, okay, they are Johor, which is under the Maju Johor 2030 blueprint. If you don't have the time, make the time, read the blueprint, you're going to see which direction we are heading for. Number 1, smart governance. Okay, siapa sini bayar cukai pintu, cukai tanah, parking kereta semua? Okay, dulu pergi kat counter kan? Sekarang ni semua everything online, and you feel good, right? Where's my bill? I misplace my bill. I misplace my bills all the time. So that's why now I like this smart governance, and also I like that I can keep my own tracker. Okay, and also I like the transparency. Kadang-kadang pergi counter, then people will say, dah bayar belum? Dah. Then hilang bill, no proof, right? Super macam parking. Okay. Last time I always have problem with parking tickets because I always don't have the tick booklet. Now, upon alert, I'm alerted parking almost expired. Okay? And now if you're actually an investor, you can walk at IMFCJ punya counter dekat Forest City, right? Because they have streamlined, they call it Johor Fast Lane now, in collaboration, IRDA, Invest Johor, and also MIDA. Okay, they have simplified many processes from you nak beli tanah ke kebenaran merancang ke operational untuk you dapat manufacturing license, untuk you dapat pass untuk your workers. Okay, so tanah punya issue, okay, previously 3 years because papers everywhere. Okay, you go to the pejabat tanah, they also cannot find your paper. Semua sini yang ada isu harta pusaka will actually know. Okay, now, okay, this process can be simplified to 1 year if your land has got issue. Okay, 3 to 4 months if your land got no issue. That's a lot of fast track from 3 years to 3 to 4 months. Okay? Number one, smart governance is very, very important because of transparency. Number two, okay, smart environment. Okay, siapa sini pernah pergi tebing Bandar Datuk On tu? Tebing Bandar Datuk On. Okay. Tebing tu dia punya sampah, tong sampah ada yang nampak dekat atas. Tak ada kan? Okay, that's one smart waste management. It's actually underground. Okay, and that underground system is actually detecting bila sampah you perlu dikutip, baru orang akan datang kutip. Okay, so that's why that area looks clean, although very crowded. Okay, so you've got to have really good urban planners to do your urban planning to ensure smart environment. Smart environment is where you and me likes to have a clean, green and open space, right? In order for us to do this, the government can impose berapa banyak polisi pun, but if the private entity cakap, this is my land, who are you to impose this on my land? Can the government do anything? Right? So that's why for you to be a smart city, it must be a joint venture between the government, the corporates, the landowners, the people themselves having this smart mentality. Okay? So number tiga, okay? Number dua tadi, renewable energy. Okay? Find a solution. Big 5 renewable energy in Malaysia, in the world, it's what? Biofuel, solar, hydro, okay, which is air. Then you have the angin, okay, and you have mainstream energy in the earth, heat, power of the heat, okay. Kalau you dah ada solar, okay, takkan nak collect solar je, mesti ada storage masuk dalam grid, betul? Okay, so just like data center, there's a lot of new job scope that never existed, but only existed because of the Malaysian government is moving towards smart city. Okay, so you've got to really study smart city ni actually apa? How can you actually provide a solution for the people and the government? Okay, and then of course you've got smart economy. Okay, everyone now is borderless. Last time you makcik jual kepek, you jual kepek kat Kulai, okay, distribution pun tak ada. Today makcik jual kepek, can jual kepek to Dubai. Okay, so it's borderless. Your market is huge. Okay, what you need to do is very simple. Have a product or have a service, okay? Make sure that your company reduce cost, increase profit. That's the game, right? I work at MNC. Every year, P&L count. My job is just to get investment. Okay? So you've got to think about this. Okay? And then of course you've got smart people, right? Every day is a learning curve. Dekat LinkedIn tu, setiap ada whatever program that you can actually subscribe for free. Okay, learn, upgrade yourself. Okay, and just don't upgrade on the tech front. Please upgrade on the business front. For example, my job is to lend investment, to facilitate investment. Okay, I'm about this close to lend a very big project, and this will be a game changer when it comes to the tech forefront for Malaysia. Okay, so I was very excited when Trump announced 125% tariff to China. Okay, on any project name, and then announced 200 tariff, right? Suddenly now announced 30% tariff. So apa beza dengan Malaysia? 24%? 6%. So is it now economic of scale for them to come here? Right? So previously maybe they want to come here because our tariff is cheaper, right? So they can manufacture here, they bring everything here and they sell outside from Malaysia market at 24%, right? So you've got to actually really look at the economy of the world. What game is the world is actually playing? Okay? And kadang-kadang I can tell you one thing to play this game, to be a smart city punya center, okay, is innovation. How fast are you to actually design, to actually have a conceptual idea saja? Conceptual idea. How fast are you to design? How fast are you to deploy? Okay, if you have the services punya fundamentals funnel to actually assist you, if you have the manufacturing capacity, okay, and if the buyer is the services hub is here, which is the trading hub is here, or are you just a mere user of digital tech? Which one? Okay, so this one I would like just to, I am still trying to unlock this question, which I asked Arif and Arif cannot answer me. Maybe I ask you yourself. Okay, I wonder. Okay, baru-baru ni resort SPM, Form 5, 14,000 straight A student. All the straight A student layak ambil STEM. STEM A tau. Okay, STEM A. 14,000 students. Okay, we've got 32 million population, right? Okay, Estonia is a fraction population of us. Why is it that Estonia can have many unicorns? 100 million US dollar worth of innovators. Why? What is it that we are lacking? Kalau cakap infra tadi dah ada, data storage dah banyak, renewable energy we already lending investor. Okay, GSSZ announced two of the things that they actually announced. Fintech, you are the incentive 5%, okay, over a period of up to 20 years. That's a lot of incentive that you don't have to pay your corporate tax. Quantum tech, you masuk dalam bidang ni ada, renewable energy ada, existing MD status ada, existing minor status ada. So we've got to actually brainstorm to actually really understand what are we lacking that we're not the innovation hub. What is it? If you're asking the government and the corporate people, okay, of the 7 segment of the smart city, okay, we're actually hitting all that. You're talking about mobility, okay, RTS up and coming, betul? Okay, ART up and coming, betul? Okay, maybe kita a bit slow because resources limited, but it will be realized. Okay, once we have that, smart mobility is already in the game. But are we prepared to actually rise to the occasion to use all this smart city infrastructure to make us that innovation hub? I leave the question to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, there's so much input. Because of the time, so I had to move forward. Now, next questions.
Answer the questions.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Now or later?
Maybe later. All right, okay. So, continue next. Okay. One last question. Okay. To Amanda, all right? Okay. How do we ensure that rural communities, underserved populations or micro businesses are not left behind as Johor advances digitally?
I try to answer these questions because I'm not from the government sector as the moderator already. This question is actually supposed to these two ladies. I'll try my best, they can chip in as well. First of all, smart city, do you know when smart city launched for Johor? You know which day? You have no idea, right? Because it was launched in 2023, 2 years ago. When it first launched, it actually held at Pesada. They invited the state government of Johor, invited all the local authorities of Johor, 16 of them, actually have exhibitions in Johor, and then we have 3 days sessions with all the stakeholders like Erda and Iskandar Investment to discuss and unfold a lot of the smart city blueprints content. So 2 years later, this year, 2025, September, please mark in your calendar. And this time the government is ready to publish to the public. So please take note, September, I think it's the 22nd and to 24th. Okay, you can double check. You can go to the Johor Smart City Forum website and check it out. So do come to Pesada, and then you will unfold a lot, like what Ida said. You need to find out yourself. What is about smart city blueprint for Johor? And then as a citizen or a Malaysian, how you can tap into these opportunities in terms of digital economy, digital infrastructure. Okay, that's something about digital Johor Smart City Forum. And to answer moderator question, we are still at the beginning stage of embarking smart city in Johor. So it's still a long way to go. And then if you want to cover everybody, first of all, I think it's still awareness. The government need to do a lot of public awareness, not to just the citizen underprivileged or rural area, so that let them have the information first. What is smart city blueprint about? Next thing will be 5G. 5G cannot just be in city. It has to be rolled out to rural area as well, because the people there, the students there, they also need to use the 5G, the connectivity, to do some research, study, and innovate, right? So this is something, the second point, I think, awareness, and of course 5G. And of course, we need to work closely with our education department and teachers from primary school to tertiary education. Apart from getting good result, and to find out why good result, but we still lose out to innovator in overseas. And this is the right time for us to do a reflection of our education system and our community, and also the teachers, how we can actually break through from here, so that we cover not only urban, but we also cover rural area as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. Just now, actually, I get shocked because Ida said the next will go to the Sarawak. I'm Sarawakian, I'm from Sarawak. Every time when I go home, back my hometown, actually my iPhone is just Sekatuba C, because my house is in outskirt area. So he said, government implement to the Sarawak, I get shocked, you know. But actually, the internet, not talking about 5G, internet only, I think it's very important, especially at the Sarawak, it's very big. Yeah, the big state in Malaysia. All right, thank you, Amanda, thank you, all three panelists. Now, I want to open to audience. Any question you want to ask? I think so many questions you want to ask, right? All right. Yeah.
Hello. I'm quite interested about question which asked by Wan Aida, is it?
Wan Aida, yeah.
About why maybe in Johor we have so less of unicorn. All right. Maybe my point of view. First, what if we have many of entrepreneurs like Mr. Eric? That kind of situation might change. It's about the mindset. Those good students, mindset, are they ready to be a unicorn, or they are all going to job street searching the job in MNC? Maybe this one. And then, so I think mindset, personal characteristic is one of the reasons. This is my point of view. Another one, actually I read the articles from founder of Amazon. He said that the cost of failure in United States is so low. Investor is willing to invest even though that project might have only 10% of possibility to success. What if in Malaysia, we are not saying 10%, maybe 50%, 60%, because if I am the graduate from the university, I'm thinking, what if I fail? Yeah, what is my future for that? Because unicorn, it is risky. So maybe from the point of my, this is the concept from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
I agree.
Right.
So I agree. I take it. Point number one, mindset. Okay. So because of that, I like to call for all of you guys to have the right mindset, like what Arif has shared earlier. Day one, global. You already have the winning mindset. Number two, I totally agree with you. We've got limited resources, not just in terms of manpower, but also in terms of money.
Yeah.
Okay. I was actually at the conference, Asia Tech, KL, last year. Okay, the president of the semiconductor president was actually there. Okay, he actually threw the questions. One of the questions that he actually threw was, okay, Malaysia would like to actually climb up the value chain. Okay, our manufacturing punya sekarang ni, the manufacturers. Okay, we are actually at the end tail, which is assembly. Okay, I'm not saying that E&E, barang-barang electronic, is very difficult to actually assemble, but still we are actually packaging and last time assembly. Okay, we are not at the design, we are not at the fab. This is the main component if you were to actually do a chip, right? But for you to actually invest in a chip startup, okay, Cradle gives you 500,000, right? Pre-seed, 500,000 from Cradle, right? Is that correct? 500,000, okay? For you to actually start designing chips, 50 million minimum entry point for startup. So you see the vast disparity between the money that we can afford and the game that we want to play. Okay? So that's why the whole idea is we've got to land the FDIs. Okay, so do you agree with me if I were to say, rule of the thumb, make the incentive very lucrative, that the brains, the R&D developers want to actually be in Asia. Okay, and then people like you guys can actually go inside this funnel, okay, each of them learn how to actually be the designers, because you don't have the capacity to build on your own and to fast track without that, right? So instead of landing end-tail investor and the brain, right? And then get the SME and also the talent and also the startup to actually join them in this value chain. Who is with me on this?
Me. Maybe I made a short comment before. I know the time is up. So, once upon a time, there was a government agency called Magic. Okay, do you know that? Do you guys know Magic? All of you know? Oh my God! Okay, so once upon a time, Malaysia, we had a government agency called Magic. So I used to work for Magic, and all those who work for Magic, we now call ourselves magicians. Okay, so we're now magicians. So the role of Magic is what? It's Malaysia Global Innovation Creativity Center. So the ambition was whatever that you see in Silicon Valley for the startup ecosystem with VC, corporate innovation, to accelerate your products for commercialization, embedding design thinking into our culture. So basically, we're creating a culture of this entrepreneurship to be creative and also to innovate. So that's the role of Magic, and of course support by like an incubation program, covering on money, market, mentor, talent, whatever support services. They cover those elements. Magic now has morphed into something called Meranti, but Meranti's ambition is now looking into R&D, technology commercialization. So some of you, if you are in this R&D, then you know something called technology readiness level. So to move up the value chain of TRL 6 to 9. towards commercialization. So now this entity magic has already, I would say, almost dissolved lah. So the culture of magic, what I want to try to tell you is we embed the culture of innovation, culture of creativity, so it allows entrepreneurs to ideate. It allows a safe space for you to make mistakes, for you to make failures in a safe environment. Magic also offers a plot of land for you to do your test site for, it's a test site for drones, for autonomous vehicles. So to allow these type of innovators to be in a safe space to innovate. So I think right now, I'm not from Johor, so I'm from KL. I was trying to bring in whatever that I learned from my MBAC days, Magic days, Meranti days to build something in Johor. So that's when I met with this beautiful Amanda and also wonderful Aida. So, but I need feedback, I need support, I need to know what is needed in the Johor local context. Johor is very different from Klang Valley. You cannot compare apple to apple. You guys know that, right? If you are from Johor and you have experience working in KL, you know it's very different business dynamics, very different vibe. Do you see people walking around in t-shirts of, I don't know, AWS, whatever, walking around town? You don't have, right? If you go to Bangsa South, you find these folks. So how can so if you go around, even in the city or you go to 7-Eleven, you can see like, what kind of characters or profile of these people. So how can we create that startup vibe? So have a think. I don't need you to answer today, but how can you be part of this journey in creating an ecosystem for startup and entrepreneurship for Johor? You guys are all part of it.
Alright, thank you. So you guys get it? Get it?
Yes. Say yes.
Yes. Alright. Many thank you. These wonderful three panelists here. Very input to us, right? Okay. Now I hand over the time to the MC. Thank you, you all.
Thank you. Thanks.
Alright, thanks for all the panels and also the moderator from Amanda, Aida, Dr. Joey, and also
My Diana.
Diana.
Yeah.
And please give them another round of applause.